What's up, guys? Welcome to today's Lego Fortnite video. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a working catapult in Lego Fortnite. You can literally interact and launch things from the catapult, and the best part too is once you guys are done launching, it's going to automatically reset for you. And the best part too is not only can you launch items or objects, you can jump in and you can literally launch yourself up and glide and go wherever you guys want to go with this thing. It's by far one of the coolest inventions ever made in Lego Fortnite. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to actually build it. Also, quick shout out to Mooncoal for showing me how to build this thing. There currently is a catapult in the game files, which will eventually release. But if you guys cannot wait, you guys want a catapult now, I'm going to show you guys step by step how to actually build your very own catapult in Lego Fortnite. Make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, if you guys want more tutorials like this. But let's get into it. The first thing you guys want to do is find a location where you're going to be putting the base for the catapult. Obviously, look for the direction you guys want to launch it at. I'm going to be using a wood foundation as well as a granite foundation. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to place my foundation here. You can stretch your foundation to be as big as you guys want to, but I'm going to keep it nice and simple. And you can always add to your foundation too. It's not that big of a deal. You have a couple options then. I personally would just do the floor. If you guys are trying to build this in survival mode, then just stick with the wood because this is like the cheapest option to get. And you want to put it right in the middle lane of the foundation, leaving 2 bricks on each side of the middle. Keep it just like this, and then once again extend it down to the end of your foundation. By the way, I am using snap mode. I hope you guys can kind of tell I'm using snap mode because it's like the easiest way to build. If you guys don't use snap mode, you guys have to start using it. Then you can place the rustic floor right on top. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you want to go into your wall section and you want to find the half walls. They're pretty far down below if you guys are in the creative section. But you want to get a half wall and you want to place it 6 high total. So 1, 2, and you want to nudge it so it's a little bit towards the center. 1 approximately like half brick closer to the center. 5, and the 6th block you want to place it on top. You don't want to nudge it, you want to place it just on top. So once you have the 1/2 done, you're going to go over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Now you got these nice goalposts and we're almost there. We're going to want to stack half walls on each of the other side on the top, so it makes a little bit almost like a small tiny T. Next, you want to get the rustic thin floor and you want to place it so it's connected, so it's actually 1 off from the middle one. So it's hanging in the middle by about 1 little dot. Do the exact thing on the other side. Next, you want to go into your fences and select the rustic railing corner. And you want to place these directly on the corners of that flooring we just placed down. It can get a little spotty, so make sure you guys, of course, are using the snap tool as well as nudging. Next, you want to get medieval railing 1. It's the smallest one. And essentially what you're going to want to do is you want to place it so it's connected to these corner pieces. Use snap mode, but rotate it so the support beam is actually inside of the catapult. Do the exact same thing on the other side, just like so. And once again, if they are not lining up, go ahead and just delete them and fix it. So now it should be looking like this. Now is for the fun part. All right, so now we have our basic structure made and we're almost done. Now we're gonna get into a little bit of the tricky part, so make sure you guys are paying close attention here. The first thing I would recommend you guys do is actually make some sort of support system. It's very easy to do, but I'll explain why you need it in a couple of seconds here. But what you're going to want to do then is you want to get a rustic thin floor and you want to snap it in to wherever you guys have like those little dots remaining left over, and you want to place it on those dots, and you want to make a little bit of like a, I call it a plank, just like a little support system, a little maintenance area, if you would say. Put those things in. Next, you want to go ahead and find where it shows the fences, and there's going to be a medieval railing. Place these medieval railings on the one side opposite of your plank that you guys just put down. So I'm going to put one down there, and then I'm going to put one on that side as well too. So this is where it gets really, really fun. And I think a lot of the most advanced builds in Lego Fortnite are going to be using some sort of physics that I'm about to show you guys. This is something that's like brand new and not a lot of people have been using, so I'm very excited to share with you guys this stuff. So what you're going to want to do is head over to your decorations where it shows the basic barrel. Select a basic barrel and put it somewhere on the support little plank here. You're going to be breaking that pretty soon, so don't worry. It looks a little bit weird right now. Head back over then to your supports find the log pillar. And what you're gonna want to do is you want to put the log pillar directly on top of that basic barrel. Select it, place it down, make sure the round part is actually facing towards you or facing out from the catapult itself. Now you're gonna want to head back to your floors, find a rustic thin floor 2, and you want to fly back up and you want to put it and snap it directly onto that log, and you want to put it on the other side too. So first you want to make kind of like a T. I recommend using the little snap tool too. It helps quite a bit. So have your T made. Make another log pillar 1, and you want to stack it directly on top of that one. So make sure I have it all angled out and ready to go. It's lined up perfectly. So we're kind of making like a cross, if you would say. So this is where you want to be a little bit careful. And this is where it gets really, really cool. So what you want to do is you want to break the barrel that's underneath. So like the cross will actually kind of just fall straight down. And you want to push it right into the fulcrum, right in the middle of this. So now we have our fulcrum of the catapult. So we can go ahead and delete these rails like this, and now we're gonna go ahead and grab the rustic thin floor, and we're gonna cover up where this log was. So I'm gonna go ahead and snap this thing and just make a nice little layer to cover this thing up. Then depending on wherever this beam is, you want to go directly above it and then break the rustic thin floor that's above it. Don't worry, it's going to eventually break and it'll despawn, and so we have a nice little sliver where the catapult will actually get launched. The main goal for this though is to cover up where the log is placed, so it's not going to rotate and fly and go away from you. You can break this plank or like the support beam. You don't really need that anymore, just because you guys already put in the beam. So now this is the very important part. You want to head back over to your floors, grab the rustic thin floor 2, and you want to make sure you guys keep stuff somewhat balanced. So we already have one on each side, but we're going to be adding a little bit more, I guess, to the beam on the side that we're going to be putting our basket in. So I'm going to go ahead and use snap mode and rotate the floor. We're going to add in, say 1, 2. I'm going to add 1 in here just so we don't lose it. And then we're going to add in 4 right there. So we have 2 on this side, and then we have 4 total on the side with that we're going to be putting in the basket. Now that we have this, we're going to be using a little bit of some physics to bring this thing down a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a smaller rustic thin floor, which is the rustic thin floor 1, and I'm going to build it. Basically, I'm going to rotate it and bring it down just a little bit on top of this final piece of the rustic thin floor. And essentially what this is going to do is it's going to add a little bit extra weight. So I put one down and I broke it, but I'm going to add a little bit more to it again, just like this. So essentially what this is going to do is this is going to be the start of where we're going to be putting in our basket. And like I mentioned before, I have the support beam here to hold up whatever we're going to be building on this side. This is going to eventually get deleted too, but it's important you guys have this because it's going to keep spinning around if you guys did not include this. Then I'm going to head over to the fences, and there's a couple of items I'm going to want to use. So the first one is the rustic railing corner, and I'm going to put this guy, I'm going to rotate it, and this is going to be our initial start to our basket here. You want to put it a little bit higher than normal, just so it's like a little bit of a gap up, about like, I call them dots, but about a dot on each end of the corner here. And you want to do the exact same to the opposite side, making sure, of course, that you guys keep everything as balanced as best as possible. Then you're going to want the 1x8x3 medieval railing 4, and you're going to want to go ahead and put this thing down just like so on each side. This will allow you guys to obviously go ahead and put some items inside of here. You could make it a little smaller if you guys want to, but I like the 4 just because it's a little bit bigger. Then do the exact same thing, put the corner pieces in, and then grab the medieval railing, and you guys can stack these in. These things are gonna make sure they hold whatever items you guys place down. Now we have our basic basket made. There's a couple things you guys still want to do. That of course is to grab your thrusters. Get the small thruster. I don't recommend the big ones, just the small ones. The small ones will do just fine. And place them directly underneath the basket, just like so. But don't launch it quite yet. We're still not done. So now you guys have your basket almost made. There's still a little bit we have to do left over, but we're gonna head back over to the other side where we're gonna be putting in some weights. So you want to grab some rustic thin floors And just how he did the planks before, you're going to need a little bit of a support system, which you'll be eventually using. It's important to always, when you guys are placing stuff, make sure you guys are placing it on like the smooth end and not with the ones with the holes, because you won't be able to place any items on these rustic floors. So what you're going to want to do is head back over to your decorations, get a basic barrel, and put the basic barrel basically just a little bit, just leaving a little bit of room on the other side of the beam here. What you're going to want to do is you want to throw in another item, which is in the furniture section and under the tables. If you guys go in the tables and find the modern nightstand, you want to grab the modern nightstand and you want to place this directly on top of the basic barrel. All right, so this is where it gets a little bit interesting, and once again, make sure you guys are paying close attention, because I can see a lot of people probably get confused with this. So what you're going to want to do is you want to head back over to the fences and you want to grab the medieval railing and you want to basically put that on the little support system here. I'm going to make it just a little bit big. You want to make it about the size of the rustic floor 1. So I'm going to go ahead and keep stacking it. And you want to make sure they are connected or they're right on top. If they're not, you're going to have to break it and keep placing it directly on top. And you might even need even a higher one too. The reason for this is because it's really weird how the bricks system works. And you're going to want to use a rustic floor 1, and sometimes the rustic floors do not work on normal medieval pillars, so you have to literally, when you guys are like building it or connecting it, it's going to be off by a little bit. It's a little bit confusing, honestly, and I don't like it, but we're just going to have to deal with it. So you're going to have to put the rustic thin floor, the 8x2x1, and connect it to the top. So you want to put another rustic railing basically on the other side of that rustic floor you guys just made, and you guys want to keep stacking it down below and understand that it's going to get very, very touchy, so keep working on it. And eventually when you have this kind of like U shape, what you're going to want to do then is you're going to want to break down these bottom rustic floors, so it's going to just fall and hang just like this. I'm going to break this bottom one too, but you want to keep it so it's kind of hanging like a little horseshoe. And then you want to get a rustic floor, and essentially you want to try to connect it on the bottom of the other medieval pillar, so it's literally like a lock. Then I'm gonna go ahead and delete this floor because I don't need it anymore, and now we kind of have just a hanging little like lock system, and this works as our counterweight. Now we're essentially done. There's a little thing you guys can do. Then you guys can go ahead, and I recommend putting in some of these nice little platform down there, so you can actually put in some wheels, so when the catapult comes back, it's not going to take as hard of a blow as it probably should. Then what you can do too, if you guys want to, you can delete this middle piece if you really want to. I'm gonna go ahead and just bust it. You don't really need it anymore as long as your thrusters still stay there, which one kind of just disappeared. Now we are all done. So what you can do then is break these support beams, and we can get ready to load in this catapult. So what I'm going to do, what I recommend you guys doing as well too, is once again heading back over to the building parts, grab a log pillar or a log pillar 2. A simple one would just be the log pillar, and then you can place it basically right where you guys put the other one in. You can stack it high, whatever you guys want to do, and then grab a rustic thin floor, and this is where you're going to be loading in whatever items you guys want to launch. So if I go ahead and I go to the foundations, and we'll grab some granite foundation, and we basically just double stack this thing. I can break this floor, have it get loaded in. You can push it around if you guys want to, just to make sure it's all set and ready to go. You can break this beam, and we're essentially all ready to go. The last thing we're gonna need then is we're gonna want to go ahead and get an activator. So I'm gonna get the activation switch, put that boy right here, and then here we go. We are ready to launch. So 3, 2, 1, interact. It gets launched. The catapult worked, and we launched it, and it looks like our pulley system is back at it as well too. It landed safely there, and we are ready for another launch. Like I said, it's a little bit messy. Sometimes this the other weight end might be a little bit weird, so we might have to keep fixing this till we get it right. So it might take a little bit of adjustment to go ahead and make the final beams. The physics right now in Lego Fortnite are kind of weird, but you got to keep messing around with it until you find something that works. But it's important just to have fun, mess around, and seriously just take advantage of this thing, because you can literally do so much with this catapult. But this is by far my favorite thing to make in Lego Fortnite. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this. Drop a like and let me know in the comment section too if you guys have any questions you guys need me to help you guys with this build. I'll also be helping out people in my Discord too, so come check out my Discord. But we'll catch you guys later. Take it easy, my friends. Peace.